9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Discussing everything about the afterlife and spirit world. Coming to you all the way from Ireland, it's Sandie Byrne.
This is Sandie, host of the Life Afterlife podcast. I want to invite you to become a patron of the podcast. For just €5 per month, you will get ad-free content, video episodes, exclusive events and discounts throughout the year as a thank you for your support. Check out the link to my Patreon page in the description box attached, or go to Patreon and search for Life After Life with Sandie Byrne. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Life After Life with me, Sandie Byrne. And this is episode number 6 of our summer snippets series, where I'm answering your questions. So I did skip over an episode. So for the 100th episode of the podcast, this is number 101. So for the last episode, I shared some readings that I did during a live session. So if you're listening to this and you haven't listened to that, but you're curious about mediumship, you will find out what kind of information you can expect to get and how it works, okay? But today we're going to be answering the question that I was asked, and that is, do I feel the pain of someone from spirit, or is their pain a distant memory? Okay, so obviously this, someone who died of an illness or an accident or something that would have, had some kind of trauma. Do I feel the pain? So I'd have to say with this one that there's no hard and fast rule. I can't say a blanket no, but I also can't say a blanket yes, because it really depends on the person. Now, it also depends on the person that I'm reading for, because it depends what level of validation that you need. For some people, okay, and I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing, but for some people, for me to acknowledge that somebody died in a car crash, that would be enough validation. For others, they would need me to say, that there was severe head trauma following a car crash or chest trauma following a car crash. So they need more specific information. They need more validation. And therefore, whatever's in your mind, your spirit, your loved one in spirit, they know this and they want to give you as much information as they can. It also depends on how vulnerable that I'm feeling on a day where I'm connecting with spirit, okay? If I'm feeling tough as old boots, they'll have to give me, obviously, more energy, more validation. But then there's other days where I feel everything, very clearly, maybe if I'm not feeling well myself, or I'm feeling a bit down or something. Some days we just have more vulnerable days than other days, and I feel everything, deeply. Now, when I talk about a relative of my own, I have a relative who was 31 years old when he passed after a motorcycle accident. So when I connected with him just weeks after his passing, it was very painful. Okay, it was. I felt like I was dying. I felt like I had a truck sitting on my chest. He did die from, he had horrendous injuries following the accident, but he did die. One of his lungs was collapsed and the other filled with blood. So he effectively suffocated, and there was a lot of pain involved in that. Okay. So I felt that really clearly. Now, for 2 reasons at the time that I can say with certainty. One was that I was 15 years old and I did not know how to control the energy that I was getting. And 2 was that he was only past a few weeks and he did not know how to control the energy. So neither of us knew how to control this energy. So as he was coming through, I was still feeling the trauma that he had felt. Connecting with him today, there is no trauma. Okay, so it really depends on where somebody is. I know that's neither a here nor there answer. I'm answering it as honestly as I can. It really depends. Okay, and if you go back, if you're watching episode 100, I did a reading for a girl in that episode, and in it I had said to her that I feel a lot of pain in my lower back. Your dad had passed from something to do with his kidneys. Now, she said to me during that reading that her father had had lung cancer But she came back to me after the reading to say that she had contacted her sister, who was a nurse, and the sister reread the report sent by the coroner, and the actual cause of death was kidney failure, not the lung cancer. Okay, so while he had been ill and, they knew that he was ill, they weren't expecting him to go, and it wasn't the lungs, it was a kidney failure, probably brought out by the pressure on his system or body, that whatever was going on in the lungs. So I'd have to say it depends on me, it depends on the spirit, it depends on you, when you're getting your reading on the day. Is it possible to feel pain? Yes. What mostly comes across is discomfort in a particular area. But also, even if I am feeling pain from a spirit, okay, as soon as I acknowledge it, it's gone. Because they're only giving it to me as evidence. This is evidence. This was evidence for this lady that her dad had died from kidney failure. Okay, he would have expected the medium to pick up on his lung cancer, because that's what he was battling in the months before his passing, but it was actually kidney failure that took his life in the end. Okay, so it's validation, it's evidence. As soon as I acknowledged it, it was gone. Okay, I hope that somewhat answers the question in a roundabout way. If you have any questions that you want to ask me, you can drop them in the comments here, or you can email them to me. You will find all my contact information in the description box attached. So guys, I will see you in the next episode of Life After Life. So until then, take care and stay safe.
Discussing everything about the afterlife and spirit world.